I've got to say, it's good to be back and live. Welcome to the stream. I'm Mike Russell from Music Radio Creative, and my question to you is this. Is DaVinci Resolve worth the hype? Why am I even doing this live stream? Well, first of all, I've not live streamed with you for a very long time. Apologies for that. And secondly, I just felt like it. There's a lot going on at the moment, and I want to explore it with you. From generative AI to ingenious pieces of software, potentially like this one, from Black Magic Design. Okay, so let's get into it. Is DaVinci Resolve really worth the hype? So many creators recently have been saying, I'm ditching Adobe, I'm going to DaVinci Resolve. And I'm just asking, is this because this piece of software is absolute magic and does crazy cool stuff? Or is it because Adobe charge a monthly fee and they want something that's free, or pay once and then it's yours? I'm curious in what the trade-off would be for that and how good this software really is. So let's dive in and explore everything from the video editing process right the way through to using what I understand is called Fairlight, and it's their version of Adobe Audition. Before I get into it, big hello to anyone joining me live on the stream right now. Like Morsa, we got Moaid as well, and Karim as well, and Marciel says, I don't think so. Well, over the course of the next 59 minutes or so, we'll find out what the answer is to that question. So DaVinci Resolve, let me go to my desktop here and load it up. And the first thing you'll notice when I load it, is that, check this splash screen. Yeah, I paid the money. Yeah, sucker, I don't even know what this software does, and I paid the upgrade fee. Just to confirm, here in the UK, you pay, I think it's £245, but then they add tax to that, so it works out just shy of £300 if you're here in the UK. Actually, a not unreasonable price for a studio version. Although, when I purchased it, I wasn't quite sure what I was getting in the studio version, apart from, I read in the description, a couple of upgraded audio plugins. Yes, I'm thinking that's exactly what I want to see. So we'll get into it and we'll see how that works and how everything else works. We got Cristobal in the house as well. Haven't been here in a while, so hello to you. Yeah, it's great to have you here. Anyone who's here for the first time or you're back from watching me before on live streams, let me know in the comments. Very pleased to shout you out. DJ Prime's here as well. Nice to see you, DJ Prime. So the first thing I notice before I even start creating a project in DaVinci Resolve is I've got this thing here, an untitled project, something I didn't do anything with. Okay, so, I say this is my first turn and my first impressions, and it is, but of course, because this is a live stream, before I went live, I just had to load the software up and start a project just to make sure it works, so I don't look like a goof on the live stream. So yes, I did test it, and I actually thought that I'd be able to go through somehow and delete this project, so I could have a fresh screen and show you how it looks when you first load DaVinci Resolve. But oh no, I right-click to get the context menu and I get Save As, Import, Export, Restore, Copy, Project Settings, Dynamic Project Switching, Refresh, Remote Rendering. But I don't see something as simple as a delete in that context menu. Okay, I would have thought they would have thought of doing that. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to highlight it. All I get is this export and import, but I do not see anywhere the ability to delete a local project that I created. So that's my first thing. How do I do that? Now, of course, if we're comparing like for like, if we're going to Premiere Pro, yes, Premiere Pro will show up your project history as well. But if you delete that project, that's what I'm thinking. If you delete the project from your hard drive, it disappears. Now, if only I knew where it was saved on my Mac, I could delete it and see if it disappears. So probably that's how. But first things first, DaVinci Resolve, please allow me to delete untitled projects. Anyway, I haven't played with this, so let's open this untitled project and get started. Now, the second thing I'm thinking when I load this up is, well, I quite like working in Premiere Pro with multiple projects at a time. Sometimes I'm working on like a main video, and then I've got a news updates video where I'm using other clips, and then I might be working on a YouTube short or something. So I like to flip in Premiere between the different project bins. I can't see the ability to do that, but I did Google it before this live stream. And apparently, in order to do that, hang on, I have to go back out. Oh dear. To go back out, reload DaVinci Resolve, come back to the splash screen, and give it a second to load up. There we go. And then I have to right click and do dynamic project switching. And now I can do another new project. Let's call this Mike's live stream test. Okay, create. And now I should have the ability to drop down and switch. Maybe I need to load that other project as well. So how can I do that? That I don't know. But anyway, dynamic project switching apparently allows me to now flip between multiple projects, kind of similar to Premiere. Anyway, let's get down to the meat and potatoes now, because we really want to see how exactly this works. So I'm going to go to my media area, and do you know what? I'm going to go straight to, let's go to, where should we go here? Macintosh, users, Mike, and we'll look for downloads. There we go. That's all my media. Oh, cool. So it drags it all through, shows me all the media I've got in that directory. That's very clever. Just like the start screen of Premiere Pro. So that's really cool. I've got all my audio stuffed in that folder. I've got some videos I want to work on. Okay, well, let's start off with a very simple one. Here's some footage I filmed earlier in the year at MWC in Barcelona. And I'm liking this, the way I can quickly scrub across some media and see it in real-time play. Oh, and that's clever. It'll even play some of the audio as I scrub over. That's super cool. I like that. Okay, so I've selected those clips. I guess I need to drag and drop them into my pool and change the project frame rate. Yes, let's do that. So that all works. Okay, cool. I'm feeling good about this. So now I've got this stuff. I want to start editing that stuff together. Let's go to cut and see how that works. Right, okay. So I can bring in my speaking to camera bit, and I guess I drag and drop it, and I create what I think is known as a timeline in DaVinci Resolve. Okay, this is cool. So this is allowing me to cut clips, and I can see here, this is where I start speaking. So I assume if I click, how would I click to play? Maybe move that playhead along? Oh, I see, I have to scrub like this. Got it. MWC. Oh, cool, okay. So I want to trim to there so it comes straight in with me speaking. So let's do that. Okay, and then start. MWC 20. Yeah, everything's quite intuitive from Premiere right now. I'm just hitting space to play. 2023 in Barcelona. That was fantastic. AI was a big topic, and the fact that it's not going to replace humans. In fact, human experts will be more important than ever before as we try to navigate what's real and not real in. Okay, so that's interesting, right? So now, what if I want to throw something else on the top? What if I want to, as I point back, what if I want to get that B-roll of me filming the conference center? So I can grab that, and oh, I see, I can drop it onto another video track. Super cool, okay. Right, so, and then I just need to pick out the best bit. So probably that scrolly bit, let's do that. That scrolly bit, that's a very technical term, isn't it? So let's see. In Barcelona, that was fantastic. AI. And then back to me when I say the word AI. So I'm just doing basic cuts, again, just to get an idea of how this is working. So far, actually, do you know what? This is pretty intuitive. I've got to say, if I was a beginner in video editing and I had no idea what I'm doing, then I feel like DaVinci Resolve is holding my hand. Apart from the initial niggles, like, you know, how to switch between projects and how to delete a project I don't want to be there, you know, that's kind of Premiere Pro legacy stuff, right? So I'm going to come in and say, well, you know, Premiere can do this, Premiere can do that, you know, kind of thing. But if you're a new video editor, this to me seems like it's very intuitive to start with. Okay, so we're off to a good start, DaVinci Resolve. Let's move from, okay, this is so intuitive because I literally go left to right to make my video. So I've imported the media. I've made my cuts as I'd like. Actually, let's try and make an actual cut somewhere here. So let's scroll through to somewhere where I want to cut a bit out, and I'm going to see how I'd make a cut. It will be more important than ever before as we try to navigate what's real and not real in this generative AI landscape with ChatGPT telling us things that are currently not necessarily true. All right, so I wanted to cut out that bit about ChatGPT. So let's go back. With ChatGPT. I do like the buttery smooth scrolling, actually. That's cool. And then I assume, just looking at my tools here, I've got a scissors thing here, so I can, yeah, make a snip there. That's good. True. And then I want to snip there, so I'm literally cutting that comment about ChatGPT out of my speech. Delete key, boom. Oh, it budges it up. Very nice. Let's see what the cut looks like. Let's scroll back.
AI landscape. I also saw the founder of Candy Crush.
Okay, that's not too bad. I might, if I was being specific, I might put another bit of B-roll in there or something like that. And you know what? Yeah, maybe I could do that in the future. But just as I'm testing things out, this seems pretty good indeed. So let's go over into edit now. Okay, this is the next step. And again, we got things that look familiar to me. I've got a video track, a video 2 where I inserted the B-roll, and audio tracks down here. Let's move that playhead back. And again, yeah, I can move it anywhere I like. And I can play. Works perfect. That's really cool. I guess zooming in is this thing. What about the scroll wheel? No, can't zoom using the scroll wheel. Okay, so I don't know an easy way to zoom in on the timeline apart from sliding this slidey thing here. I want to get rid of the audio from the B-roll. I guess I could mute out that track, couldn't I? Or I suppose, can I delete selected? No, it deletes the whole clip. So I probably have to unlink like I do in Premiere. How would I unlink? Let's have a little look. Link clips, maybe that's it. And now, yes, I can select the audio individually and boom, gone. Okay, no need to mute that track number 2. Perfect. Okay, so edits. Okay, I can see I've got lots of stuff here. I've got a audio workspace here where I can see what's happening with the audio. I've got a video workspace here where I can see what's happening with the video. Oh, cool. So if I wanted to make this cut here a jump cut, I potentially could, because that looks a bit...
AI landscape. I also saw the...
Yeah, that looks particularly sort of off at the moment. So I guess I could select this second bit of audio and video, and I could increase the zoom on it ever so slightly. Let's watch that cut now.
This generative AI landscape. I also saw the founder...
Yeah, that's better than just being a jump cut. Okay, cool. Let's go in even further. Mark, welcome to the stream. I am watching the live chat, by the way, as I do this, and I'm going to get into the audio stuff as I go through my first impressions of DaVinci Resolve, and I'm hoping they're going to have some pretty cool plugins for echo removal. Time will tell. Let's keep going. What I'd also really like to do at this point, zoom in on that particular point, I'd love to do a crossfade of that audio. I'm not quite sure how that would work. How would one do a crossfade? Is that available in effects, maybe, up here? We got a little search. Let's just type in cross dissolve. That's a video transition, isn't it? That's not going to... it even shows you how a cross dissolve works. That's really cool. I'm looking for audio. Here we go. Crossfade. Ooh, very nice. Different styles of crossfade. Okay. Well, let's just go for the crossfade 0 dB. We'll go for the vanilla crossfade and see if that works.
A landscape.
Okay, that's a bit too long of a crossfade, so I wonder if I can tighten that up. Let's play.
A landscape. I also...
Yeah, it's a bit breathy there, isn't it? There's a bit of a breath.
Okay.
We need to... Ideally, I would probably... Let's see. How would I... Oh, that's not bad.
Okay. I also saw the...
That's actually really cool. I like that. I'm using the plus and minus keys, but they're changing the time display up here. It's not actually zooming in and out. I wish it was a short... There must be a shortcut to zoom in and out. Shout at me if there is anything. Zoom. Okay. Zoom in, zoom out. So it's command or control equals and minus, okay? Not the easiest of keys for me to reach on my keyboard. Surely there must be a scroll wheel or mouse wheel thingy. Hello to you, Willie from the Solomon Islands. Good to have you here on the live stream as I go through my first impressions of DaVinci Resolve. Okay, so I've done the media import, the cutting. I'm doing some basic edits. I quite like the look of this effects panel, actually. I'm going to go to video transitions, and I'm going to see what we've got available here. Oh, wow. Okay. So we got all, and it's showing you what's going on here with all of these different dissolves, dip. Yeah, this is good stuff. Whoa. Okay. Oh, that looks very Star Trek-y, doesn't it? Very cool. Triangles and everything. Let's put a triangle on there and see what that does. Oh,
that was fantastic.
Okay. Probably not the kind of transition I'd use there for B-roll, but again, I'm just experimenting right now, so let's make that triangle iris a bit smaller.
That was fantastic.
Well, that's not bad, actually. And then we can kind of push it out the way with a push kind of dissolve there. Let's do that quite fast at the end. So we got.
That was fantastic. AI was a big.
No, that's really nice. I like that. That's slick, and I like the fact that those transitions render really quickly. We've got Fairlight effects as well, so I'm guessing I can do some audio processing here, but I'm going to wait until I get to the musical note, to the Fairlight section, to play with that. So, okay, this is looking good so far. I'm liking how easy it is to use. Like I say, I'm coming from a Premiere Pro background, so I'm kind of thinking, this is how I do it in Premiere. How does it work in DaVinci Resolve? But so far, so good. We've got this. This is kind of like the context area that we get in Premiere that tells us stuff about the clip and what's happening and what's doing. So that's good. Isabella's in the house, by the way, to answer any questions you got as well. So do shout away if you've got any questions as I go through this live stream for the next 45 minutes. I'll do my best to answer. So I've done some basic edits here. I'm feeling quite happy about what I've got so far. Let's go over to Fusion and see what that is. Whoa. Okay. This is completely different. Media in, media out. Now, thankfully, this is not alien to me because I did watch a couple of YouTube videos before I did this live stream, just to understand what the Fusion tab does. Otherwise, I think I'd be sitting here staring at it, thinking like it looks like some diagram from GitHub. It's like a box talking. It's like they're called nodes. So essentially, if you're a coder, you'll probably be familiar with this kind of stuff and you'll find it exciting. Now, for me as a Premiere Pro user, I have to get my head around this. So I think I can do things to the video using nodes. So if I want to do something specific, like maybe a blur, let's click so that'll put a blur in. So it inserts a blur between the media and the media out. And I can, okay, so I can put like different effects on. So essentially, instead of using adjustment layers, and then I did Command Z or Command Z if you prefer to undo all of that, which is great. We're using nodes, which I guess in a way could be a little more powerful because you can have some real control on what goes to your final media output. What stuff have we got over here? Image plane 3D, shape 3D. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, and I can drag it in. Oh my goodness. Okay, right. And I assume I dragged it and dropped it, so it's not connected. So I assume if I click like that, I'd really like that to go. So I'd like the media to go there. And the media go here. Maybe that doesn't work. That's interesting. I'll have to look up exactly what shapes do because I've got no idea what I'm doing with shapes. So let's have a look at some other stuff as well. So we've got stuff like transform, resize, matte control. This is really cool stuff, isn't it? We've got a brightness and contrast again. So again, I guess I could pop that into, oh dear, now I've lost it completely. Pop it into brightness and contrast and pop it back out, kind of the way it was. And then I can fiddle with brightness and contrast. Oh my goodness, okay. So I can do a bit of, I can see color grading is the next step. And by the way, for those of you wondering, I'm probably going to spend most of the time on this stream in Fairlight to really see the power of the audio tools. But just as a video editor as well, I just kind of wanted to get my brain around how this is working. Okay, I'm completely messing up the color of this, so let's delete that. Let's go back to what we had. Now, I wonder with blur, I can see there are kind of like some rectangle. These look like masks, as I'd use in Premiere. So I guess if I move blur in and I give it a rectangle, ooh, that's clever. So it attaches the rectangle to the blur. Oh, this is really super cool stuff. So now if I wanted to blur something out, like for instance, let's hop around that flag there. I wonder if I can, oh yeah, I can. Oh, that's smart. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so now I've kind of masked that as I traditionally would, and I want to blur that out. So let's increase the blur size. Nothing's happening. Okay, so I'm guessing I need to route my media in to the blur, and then from the blur back out to media out. Okay, that's working. And then I need to select the blur and increase the blur size. Ooh, that's smart. That's cool. I quite like that. I quite like that. So I can blur out a flag, something like that. I can choose my blur type. So I've got Gaussian, fast Gaussian, just different styles of blur. I mean, I'll just stick with the default there. It's got a blend as well. Wow, clever stuff. So you can really choose, you can sort of only slightly blur it just to get rid of a sponsor name or something. And there's more advanced settings here as well if I'd like. So that's good. And I guess the cool thing about working in Fusion with these nodes, as they're called, it's probably much better than, throwing on a load of adjustment layers and having like about 6 video tracks with your different adjustment layers, right? So now I can, let's see, this looks like color corrector. I'll put that in. Oh, cool. So the media goes into the blur and then gets color corrected and goes back out. So now let's see. Okay. No, that's not what I want. This is not what I want at all. Okay, what I was really hoping for here was that I'd get a bunch of presets like I get in Premiere. They've got some really cool kind of LUTs, essentially, or in common speak, looks for your video. So you want your video to look cinematic, it'll give you a cinematic look. You want like a Fujifilm video, it will do that. You want something shot by, a certain camera, it'll do that. But here, I think you're on your own with this color corrector. You got to kind of know what you're doing. So, I mean, I can just wiggle the dial around and make it different colors, and that's all very psychedelic, but it's not really, it's not really giving me options to actually dial it in from a preset. I'd have to really sort of, no, that's Incredible Hulk territory, isn't it? So that's a bit of a negative for me as someone who's not very talented in color correction, as you can probably see from this on your screen. That's not cool. But the blur is cool. I like the way the blur works. That's excellent. Okay, so far, imported the media, made some cuts, made some edits, played with Fusion to do special effects on the screen. Really, really good stuff. What are you saying in the chat? So, Mark's just learning. He's a Premiere Pro user, but liking the look of DaVinci Resolve. I think from what I've heard a lot of creators say, because there's a lot of creators on YouTube, shout out to Peter McKinnon and others who've said, I'm ditching Premiere Pro, I'm going to DaVinci Resolve. From what I've seen so far, for video editing, I don't think I would. And why don't I think I would? Well, I think there are a lot of things it does very well. But there are a lot of things it doesn't do, and there are a lot of bells and Adobe whistles that I really like. Like, for instance, the transcription of text is really cool. The Adobe Firefly integration that's upcoming. I mean, Blackmagic are going to have to really run a very fast race to keep parity with the new Adobe features coming in. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an Adobe fanboy. Yes, full disclaimer, I am an Adobe fanboy. But you pay one fee or you can get this for free. It's great for people starting. I'll say it again. This is my first impression. It's great for people starting. So if you're starting in video, and I can see Blackmagic are doing something great here, because for content creators coming in for the first time and saying, I don't know how to edit or color correct video, help me and tell me what order to do it in, DaVinci Resolve does it very well. So if Blackmagic can scoop up those newbie content creators, and in 10, 20 years, they're experienced content creators, guess what? They're going to be telling all of their students and everyone they're teaching to use DaVinci Resolve. So clever move, Blackmagic, on that one, definitely. And, I'm liking what I'm seeing. There's nothing bad here. It's just I'm excited about what I'm using over in Premiere. What else are you saying? So Mark's using Premiere for creating marketing videos, not that complicated stuff. We got Click Media Productions. DaVinci Resolve is more stable than Premiere Pro. Now, that's the other thing I've heard. So, yes, it's good for new creators. The stability is something, but frankly, in the years I've used it and the upgrades that have come through, I've not had Premiere Pro crash on me once. Like literally once. And if it does, it auto saves. So I don't think stability is an issue. I have heard a lot of creators say that the render times out of DaVinci Resolve are insane. And I think Adobe have always been on the back foot with that one. They've been trying to catch up. And I know in the latest releases of Premiere, they've been introducing things such as the GPU for rendering and things like that. But it's a big bugbear. And I think the number one for everyone always who's thinking about a budget is going to be cost, isn't it? It is. There's no way around it. If something is free and good, people will take it. If you can pay for a few extra bells and whistles, people will take it. If you have to pay every month, that's a serious consideration. As a creator that works with audio, video, special effects, I work in Photoshop. I use pretty much every Adobe app that's available. Well, bar a few, some are way above my head, but most of them, so I feel I get good value for that monthly fee. But I can understand someone just creating videos or just creating a podcast might look at that. But we haven't yet got to the audio features. I didn't realize DaVinci Resolve now does transcription with the new release, the paid version, the studio version. Ooh, Clique Media, if you know where that feature is, because I did pay and get the upgraded version, please tell me and I will test it out on this stream. Or I can do a quick Google and try and find out myself. DaVinci Resolve, yeah, that is actually cool. DaVinci Resolve Studio transcription. I wonder if there is anything about that on the internet. How would I do it? Transcribe. Yeah, there's like a nice little thing here. Okay, but how would I do it? I'm just wondering, how will I do it? No, I can't see anything that's instantly telling me how to do that. Oh, let's keep going. Maybe Clique Media, if you can find me some information, tell me where I need to go. I will test it out on this stream. But otherwise, let's keep things going. So we've blurred out flag. We've done cool stuff in Fusion. Now let's go to color. And wow, okay, as a non-color person, I'm like, woo, okay. That's why I love sitting in the color grading talks at Adobe Max, because there are some real cool experts that know what they're talking about when it comes to color. I do know what I'm talking about when it comes to Fairlight, but for color, again, I was hoping for more hand-holding here. This is just a bunch of scary dials. Now, I know I could tweak it and get something that looks vaguely good. But again, so what have we got here? Camera raw, color. Oh, color match. Oh, okay. What does that do? Okay. No, I'm not. Let's try. Oh gosh. No, I've totally messed it up. Oh, no. No. Undo. Phew. What did I do there? I've no idea. But anyway, that's not friendly. Okay, we've got loads of controls. Yeah, I mean, if you're a color grader, I'm sure you're going to love this. But as someone who does not color grade, hates it really, trusts my video editor to do it rather than me, this screen is, yeah, very daunting. Okay, so let's just play a little bit with these color. Oh, okay, so not too far on anything here. Let's see if I can dial it in. As a non-color grader, can I get something that looks good? Again, I'm just moving the dials around slightly. See what I can get to. I want to get to a sort of true color if I can. Bit too bright on the pinks there. Ooh, bit too bright on the pinks. There we go, that's okay. Now what about the curves? Oh, whoa, okay. Oh yeah, shadows and the lights. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, well that's definitely making it pop. That's definitely making it pop. Maybe not in the way I'd like. How can I A-B that? So I'd love to be able to A-B that. I'd love to be able to say, right, this is what I've done, and I'd like to see what I had before. Is there any way I can do that, I wonder? There surely must be. But for now, you know, I got something that's half decent out of that. We've got red and greens and all of that good stuff. Oh, we got darks and shadows. This is always good. So again, can be moving around on the dials here. It's, yeah, doing, again, different coloration here. But really, I'd have to know what I'm doing. And that's why I really like in Premiere all their different LUTs, all their different settings that I can bring in. So I'm going to get in and out of color grading in just a couple of minutes because, yeah, it ain't my bag. Let's look at Fairlight. And I got loads of stuff to throw into the audio section and see how that works. Okay, so my finished video is up here in the top right. All the cuts, all the audio. It's even included the crossfade there. Let's play a bit back.
MWC 2023 in Barcelona. That was fantastic.
Not sure why this video is not playing smoothly. Oh,
AI was a big topic, and the fact that it's not going to replace humans, in fact.
Okie dokes. So I'm going to go ahead and first of all, I'm going to use only the audio effects that I know are available in the free version. So you guys can get a good idea as to what's available in the free version of DaVinci Resolve. And then I'll use some of the next level stuff. I think it's voice isolation and dialogue leveler. They come in the studio version, the paid version of DaVinci Resolve. So we'll steer clear of those two. And we'll save those till last. And then I'll do what I think is a good basic chain on this audio to see how it sounds. Let's go to the start. Okay, so what have we got here? We got an input. So I guess that's if I want to record. That's actually clever. So if I wanted to record on track 2, no, it's not going to let me arm because I need to select an input. So if I select an input as my universal audio interface, patch that through to audio 2. That's cool. Cross out. And just before I go ahead and try and record something onto track 2, I can see that Clique Media Productions has told me how to transcribe the media. This is cool. Let's see if it's available to me. So let's grab that really long clip where I'm talking for ages. Right click, you say? And what do we got here? Right click the clip and you should see transcribe media. Let's see. No, unless I'm blind. I don't think I am though. No. Generate proxies. No, unfortunately in the media tab, maybe I need to go up here. Let's try it up here. No. Maybe, as you say, if it's a beta feature, maybe it's just not available to me yet. It's a shame, but, you know, I'd love to have it in the future. Okay, so we already put an input into audio track 2, so now I guess, I can arm that to record. Getting feedback there on that bus. Let's mute that. Hello, hello, hello. That's better. Okay, and let's just try recording. MWC Barcelona. I don't know, just for fun. Take the arm for record off, unmute the bus, and of course we're going to have that overlapping with my audio. So let's see if I can actually take that to the end of my clip just to hear how a voiceover would sound. Oh yeah, MWC Barcelona. Very cool, very smooth. Okay, but I'm more interested in how it's going to perform on my video track, especially I've got a bit of background noise. So yeah, we'll ignore the premium features for now. We'll look at what we've got down here from top to bottom in the mixer view. So we've got the order you do things, which I assume is everything below. So here it's saying it's going to do effects on your audio first. Then it's going to add DY, which I assume is dynamics. Yes, dynamics. And then EQ, which is your equalization. You've got some bus sends and some panning going on as well, which is cool. So I can swap that around if I wanted. And actually I will, because my preferred order of effects is always effects, EQ, and then dynamics. For the reason that in the effects area, generally, I would do noise reduction stuff. Then I would add some EQ, some sparkle to the voice, and I'd use dynamics to compress the track and make it an even volume. So let's go through and do something that I would do in Audition or Premiere Pro and see how well I can replicate this in the DaVinci Resolve Fairlight editor. Oh, wow, that's a bunch of effects. So what have we got? Channel, dialogue, processor, and vocal channel. We've got delays, we've got distortions, we've got limiters and multiband compressors, a Foley sampler, wow. Frequency analyzers, modulation like chorus, yeah, this is all familiar stuff. Pitching, restoration. Ooh, okay. Reverb, spatial stuff, stereo fixer, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so let's try this dialogue processor and see what that does. Right. Ooh, okay, that's default settings.
MWC 2023 in...
That doesn't seem to have done much. Let's switch it off.
Barcelona.
That's done nothing.
That was fantastic. AI was a big topic, and the fact that...
Yeah, that's not really doing much to my audio at all, is it?
MWC 2023 in Barcelona.
Okay, so let's get rid of that and do it the manual way. Let's do it by putting in the plugins I'd use. So I think, first of all, I'm curious about Fairlight's, noise reduction. That's what I'm going to use. Okay, again, on default settings, what's it doing to my audio?
MWC 2023 in Barcelona. That was fantastic.
Hang on. I know why it's not working. I'm putting it in on audio track 2. Let's try that again. Okay, let's try on track 1 now. This is the track I'm playing from. Let's try the dialogue processor and hear how that sounds now. So again...
MWC 20...
Whoa, that's thinned me right out. That sounds awful. Let's see if there's any presets. Okay, male voiceover. Let's try that.
MWC 2023 in Barcelona.
Yeah, there's way too much compression going on. Let's see if I can switch everything off and do one at a time and see what happens. So de-rumble, might need a bit of that.
MWC 2023 in Barcelona.
Okay, so this is basically a high-pass filter. So it knocks out the low end. So let's just dial it in.
MWC 2023 in Barcelona. That was fantastic.
Okay, let's leave it there. Depop, I haven't really got any popping going on my mic.
MWC 2023.
As you can see, it's not working at all, so we'll leave that out. But if I had a poppy microphone, I might try that on another sample later, because I have got some poppy stuff, and we'll see what happens. DS, this is going to be good.
MWC 20.
Now, that DS is set way too aggressively. Okay, let's try and dial it in on the essiness.
MWC 2023 in Barcelona. That was fantastic.
Okay, so that's about the right frequency. And then let's dial the amount down because that's on way too high.
MWC 2023 in Barcelona. That was fantastic. AI was a big topic.
Okay, I'm actually loath to put it that high. Let's put it lower.
MWC 2023.
Just a light bit of gain reduction on the essiness, but there's not much essiness in that audio anyway. Threshold is way too strong. I think these presets are way too harsh, actually. Like, that's one thing I would change. I would make these presets a lot lighter and allow the user to dial them in further, because that compressor, that's a heck.
In Barcelona,
that's nearly 10 dB of gain reduction on the compressor. Yeah. That should not be the case for audio on video. So I'm going to, again, dial this down a bit, take the threshold up.
MWC 2023 in Barcelona.
And then instead of a ratio, I've just got an amount, so...
MWC 2023 in Barcelona. That was fantastic.
Hard to dial in, but I'm going to go there. Expander I'm not going to use because that's going to mute things out and it's going to sound weird with background noise. An exciter, I don't know why I'd put an exciter on the audio. That kind of... enhances the high end, but let's see what it does.
MWC 2023 in Barcelona.
Yeah, I got to say, with this dialogue processor plugin, not impressed at all. Don't like it. Hate it. Yeah, needs work. So let's get rid of that. But let's see if maybe we can build something better with the native dynamics EQ and a bit of restoration. So let's go to restoration. I don't know, maybe that was just a bad first experience with it, but the fact that the default preset puts everything on and really hard, it makes it really hard for me to like dial things in. I'd rather have it light and be able to dial the plugin up a bit. But I can see how it's very simple to use, but I just don't think that particular plugin is helpful. So let's go to Fairlight effects and noise reduction and take a look at this. Okay, so again, making sure we're on, oh, no, where's default? Can we go back to default? Reset noise profile. Okay, let's go with that. That's probably going to give me no noise reduction.
WC 2023.
Yeah, there's no noise reduction there. Okay, so maybe de-rumble and hiss?
In Barcelona, that was fantastic.
Oh, that's terrible. Wow. What can we do? Increase the threshold?
In Barcelona, that...
Awful. Let's take it off.
Was fantastic.
Let's dial it in slowly. Again, this is on way too high, the default setting.
23 in Barcelona. That was fantastic.
No, it's just washing my audio out entirely. I'm surprised that there is no ability here to capture a noise print like you can in Adobe Audition. I would have expected something like that. Just telling me that I'm gonna noise reduce everything in the low end and noise reduce everything in the high end. That's not very helpful to me. I wonder if I can edit those purple regions where it's conducting the noise reduction, because that would be helpful. De-rumble. Oh my goodness. So it's doing tons of noise reduction on the low end. Let's try that one. 23 in Barcelona. It just makes me sound thin and tinny. De-hiss.
2023 in Barcelona.
That is awful. I don't know. Maybe I'm not setting this correctly. I'm going to really try. But I would hope it would remove some of that background noise, but instead it's just crushing my audio out. Again, in the comments, if I'm using this wrong, like I say, this is a first impressions video. I'm literally just loading plugins in, and I've used a few audio plugins before, and I'm just trying them for the first time. So, but if you can see I'm doing something glaringly wrong, and you're like, that's not how it works in Fairlight, it works differently. This is the way to get the best out of the noise reduction plugin. Please do shout and let me know in the live chat. Otherwise, I shall continue to butcher these plugins and see if I can get anything good out of them. So again, back into noise reduction. Now, why can't I should be able to choose which frequencies I want to run this plugin. At the very least, I would have thought. What's auto speech mode? Let's try that.
23 in Barcelona. That
I just sound like I'm underwater, don't I? Let's roll the threshold off a bit.
Was fantastic. AI was a big topic.
Now I sound like I'm a robot. Let's take the attack right down. Let's put the sensitivity down.
In Barcelona, that was fantastic.
What about ratio?
AI was a big topic, and the fact that it's not going to replace humans. In fact, human experts will be more important than ever before as we try to navigate.
I'm not getting anything good out of this so far. I'm just going to change all the dials and see if anything good comes.
2023 in Barcelona, that was fantastic. AI was a big topic, and the fact that...
I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm going to take that out. Now, you see, like, again, I have the experience paralysis here because I've used these plugins in Adobe Audition. I know very well how they work in Audition. I know what they should be able to do. I should be able to select frequencies. I can't. I should be able to capture noise prints. I can't. So I mean, it's a good start, but I don't feel like I have enough control in terms of noise reduction. There is voice isolation, but that's in the paid version. So in the free version of DaVinci Resolve, I don't think, unless I'm missing something glaring, that there is decent enough noise reduction available in the free version of DaVinci Resolve. Just my opinion, and like I say, I'm open to the fact I might have missed something, but first impressions, and that's what this stream is all about, can't find what I need. So we'll skip noise reduction. Usually I would insist you do noise reduction, especially in a noisy environment such as this, but we'll just go for dynamics and EQ. So again, because I'm going to change the order, so it's going to be EQ first, then dynamics. Let's start with EQ. Oh, this looks familiar. Okay, so let's put on a high pass filter here. And I'm just going to roll that up and roll off some of the bass.
MWC 2023 in Barcelona.
That works how I'd expect. However, that roll off is too light. Ideally I would like to tighten that up and have that roll off going down like that. This is too flimsy for me. So where's the dB octave thing? Or can I drag it? No. Oh. Okay. What about here? No. 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 So you're not telling me I'm locked to a high pass filter that looks like that, are you? Seriously? Equalizer type. Ooh, elements. I've never heard of elements in a parametric EQ before. This is insane. Okay. You know, this is great for beginner video editors. This software is great for beginner video editors. It will hold your hand. As I'm getting into audio, I'm tearing my hair out a little bit, but that's because I'm new. That's because I'm new and I don't know how to properly use things, right? It's user error. I'm accepting that. And there's probably a lot of stuff I'm missing. And you're going to fill me in afterwards. You're going to write down in the comments to this live stream and say, Mike, you should have done it like this. And don't you know that that's the setting, that's the dial you needed to change? And you know, Black Magic, feel free to reach out to me and tell me how to use your plugins. And I'll do another video. I promise, okay? If I can get better results out of these plugins, I would love to do it. So I'm really trying. But yeah, what's the deal with the elements in the EQ? I'm really curious now. Hang on, I've just disabled everything. Right, let's put it back on. So yeah, that's a big boo-boo. Why can I want to change that. I don't want it like that. I want it like that. How can I do that? I don't think I can. So I'm stuck with a rubbish, weak, flimsy, high-pass filter. I don't like that at all. That's actually not useful to me at all, because if I want to roll off at about 100 hertz, which is where I'd probably go, I'm not rolling off 100 hertz. I'm rolling off 30 hertz, and then I'm progressively rolling off to 100. I do not like that at all, but I'll leave it as it is for the moment. So fire, earth, air, ice. Ooh. Like, you know, like, okay, I'm sure if I go to the Blackmagic website, I'll find out what those elements do. But, you know, again, why can I not have like a little question mark next to this to tell me what these elements do to the EQ? Because I just don't know. Does fire distort my audio? Does ice add sibilance? Does air make me sound breathy? Does earth make me sound rumbly? I just don't know. It's like, don't put a feature there and not tell me what it does. Can I have a little question mark next to it with a drop down that says ice for this use case, air for this use case, earth for this, and fire for that? I don't know what I was by default. Let's stick with earth. But yeah, I don't know why I should have to select. I know I'm really picking things there, so I'll move on. But okay, so high pass filter here, and all right, let's just whack around with a load of this and then get onto the compression.
You see 2023 in Barcelona. That was fantastic. AI.
Yeah, again, why can't I don't want to do it like that. Oh, I can. Yeah, I can do it like, no, but that's not quite what I wanted. Oh no, I see. Okay, hang on. No, let's do that. And then that. Oh yeah, this will allow me. Where's my dB? I haven't got it. So I'm stuck with that. Okay, fair enough. That's fine. But I assume with this, I can change the Q factor, right? Yay! I can change the Q factor. Only up to 10.3. That's a shame. But it's better than nothing. So now I can scan through frequencies.
AI was a big topic, and the fact...
But that Q factor isn't tight enough for me. I'd take that up to 12 or 16. So again...
that it's not...
It's all right, but this parametric equalizer is half-baked for me. Don't like it. Lots missing here. So, yeah. So far in Fairlight, so not good. Sorry. I have to be honest. It's not working for me. The noise reduction doesn't do... I can't make it work. It makes me sound awful. The EQ, the parametric EQ, does not have what I need. It doesn't have a high-pass filter that I can shape. It doesn't have a low-pass filter that I can shape. I can't make the Q factor tight enough. This is all very, very basic. And what on earth are earth, air, ice, and... I know what earth, wind, and fire are. They're a great band. But, yeah. Mark, are you saying bye to now to DaVinci Resolve or to me? Have I gone on enough? And then Cleek Media Production says, I'll say this, when I switched from Premiere Pro, and it was a big learning curve, but I did learn in the end. The paid version is better, but it does work in free. Okay. Did I click get the noise print? So, like, yeah, that's the thing I'm wondering. Let's disable that EQ, because frankly, I don't think I'll be using that. So I don't see, if I go to restoration and noise reduction, I don't see where the opportunity is. Oh, of course, I'm a Wally. Look, it says learn right there. Okay, let's try again. Let's see.
You see 2023 in Barcelona. That was fantastic. AI was a big topic, and the fact that it's not going to replace humans. In fact, human experts will be more important than ever before.
That's much better. Let's listen.
WC 2023.
Oh no, but how do I?
In Barcelona. That was fantastic. AI was a big topic, and the fact that it's not...
That's better. Okay, so yes. No, I hold my hands up there. I didn't click the learn button. If I click the learn button, it's slightly better, but it's still not as good as noise reduction in Adobe Audition. Okay, just at first glance. That's what I'm saying at the moment, but I'm willing to be convinced one way or the other. Okay, good. Let's move on. Let's look at dynamics now. So we've got dynamics available as the final thing on our channel, and I'm going to double click it, I guess. Oh, right. Okay. Old school. Back to Adobe Audition dynamics here. Yeah, things could definitely be made better for users who are starting, especially in audio. I felt like my hand was held in the media cut and edit section. I feel like I needed to be a coder when I got to Fusion, and color, frankly, doesn't hold my hand as a non-colorist at all. Audio, again, you know, the features are all there. Some of them are half-baked, like the parametric EQ really needs work, in my opinion. There might be another plugin that does EQ better in DaVinci Resolve and inside Fairlight, but I don't know. Let's try the compressor and the gate and things.
WC 2023.
Whoa. Hang on a second. Let's play that again.
WC 2023 in...
Right, this is hands down one of the best interfaces I have ever seen on a compressor on a dynamics plugin. This is brilliant. Just at first glance, this is fantastic. Yes, DaVinci Resolve. Yes, Fairlight. Yes, Blackmagic. You have made the sexiest looking dynamics plugin I've ever seen. Okay, so we go from the mediocre noise reduction to the needs a lot of work equalization to a really good looking dynamics. But is it all form and no factor? Let's find out. So what I can derive here as an audio expert, some may say, I can derive where my threshold should be just by looking at the sparkly bubbles. Now, if you weren't an audio expert, you probably wouldn't know. But for me, this is very, very helpful information.
WC 2023 in Barcelona.
So I can see the bubbles are bubbling around -20. So I know my threshold on my compressor should be -20. Because that's where most of my audio is. And arguably, it could be a bit higher. Let's switch that on. Oh yeah, nice visual compression. I can change. Oh, I can change the knee. Look at that. Let's have a soft knee. That's nice. Soft knee, soft compression. It's easier, particularly on video work.
WC 2023
gain
in
reduction.
Barcelona. That was
nice. No complaints about the dynamics and the compressor. Brilliant. One of the best looking plugins I've seen for compression. Love it. Again, Expander would work a similar way, I guess. Yeah.
Fantastic. AI was a big topic.
Just doing a bit of gain reduction. It's going to sound a bit weird on something recorded outdoors, but nonetheless, pretty good. Okay, so that's okay. That does everything I'd expect. Then I've got pan, I've got bus sends, I've got volume levels here. So I think I've explored Fairlight pretty well. I kind of know what's going on there. It feels good. Okay, let's go on and deliver, just so we can look at the last tab here in this exploration live stream. And then I'm going to hop back and do more stuff in Fairlight because I really just want to get my head around the audio and see if there's any more I can do. So deliver would be the last thing. Say I'm happy, I've done everything, and everything's dialed in. This is my final product. I want to deliver it. There it is with all my cuts and edits and audio updates. Okay, let's give this a name. Mike at MWC. Okay. Location, where do I want to save? Let's stick it in my downloads folder. Okay, so say I want to upload this to YouTube. Where are the presets? Presets, there must be presets. No, there are no presets. Am I missing something? Audio file. Are these the presets? Oh, yes, these are the presets. Wow. Okay, so, all right, that's good. YouTube, 1080p, boom, done. Good job. Okay, cool. So that's all the settings I need. I guess I can add it to my render queue and render all. Rendering. Yeah, that rendering is pretty zippy. Oh my goodness, that's incredible. Yeah. That is faster than Premiere Pro. For certain. That is much faster than Premiere Pro. That literally took seconds. That was like, done. Very impressed. That's cool. So another big thumbs up for DaVinci Resolve. So it's not all bad. It's not all bad. If I were to switch, which after doing this live stream, I don't think I will be, I would not go for the free version. I'd probably pay... Actually, I don't know, because everything I've done so far is included in the free version. So is it worth paying for the paid version, I guess? Well, let's go back, and there must be some other features to do with video editing and coloring, but the only thing I'm interested in are these two audio effects that you get with the paid version. So these are not included in the free version. Let's try. Clique Media Production says, yes, it is worth paying. Okay, right, cool. I'll take your word for it. Let's see if I can just delete all these plugins, and I'm going to disable the dynamics. So we'll go back to a clean sound.
MWC 2023 in Barcelona. That was
right. So what's this? So voice isolation enable. Okay. Yep, and it's on. Let's try.
MWC 2023 in Barcelona.
What? What?
That was fantastic. AI was a big topic, and the fact that it's not going to replace humans.
I take everything back. The noise reduction plugin in the free version is not great. Voice isolation in the paid version of DaVinci Resolve in the Fairlight editor is amazing. Well, at least on this particular audio clip. Maybe I'll throw some other audio clips in and try, but wow, okay. Is it worth nearly 300 quid? Well, considering Isotope RX is nearly $1,000, if I was a content creator and wanted to pay one off, that is probably worth it. Okay, let's just play a bit more.
Human experts will be more important than ever before.
Wow. Okay, so what are the options I've got? Oh, it's just one knob. Okay, so if I turn it down, it's off, and if I turn it up, it's on. Let's try.
MWC 2023 in Barcelona. That was fantastic.
That's incredible voice isolation. Wow.
AI was a big topic, and the fact that it's not going to replace humans. In fact, human experts will be more important than ever before as we try.
And I can roll it halfway, so we still got a bit of background ambience, but we're focusing on my voice. That's super cool. Best thing I've come across so far in DaVinci Resolve. Wow. Okay, what does Dialogue Leveler do? Let's enable that and play back again.
MWC 2023 in Barcelona.
I don't know, I think that made my audio worse. Let's switch it off.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, it made my audio worse in my opinion. Oh, I've just noticed I like the loudness meters that are constantly showing here. This is cool. So if I were to dial this in for a proper mix down, I'd be able to see, for instance, you know, if I'm hitting above limits, which I am, so I'd need to do a bit of limiting, but that's given me a direct indication. Whereas in Premiere, I have to insert the loudness meter plugin, open it, and keep it in another window, so that's helpful. Right, what kind of features does Dialogue Leveler have? I can't seem to open them, unfortunately. But vocal isolation is good. I've got about 5 minutes left on the stream, so let's throw in a bit more audio and see what these features do. I'm not going to go ahead and use any of the native effects because I didn't find anything I particularly liked down there. But this vocal isolator is really, really cool. So let's let's switch it off and let's throw a few more bits and bobs at it and see what happens. So I'm just going to grab a load of stuff and just throw it all in, and we'll see what happens. Like literally loads of stuff here. Okay. So yeah, we got loads of stuff to go through, so we'll just see what happens. So let's play this. Oh, hang on. Well, now we've got different video to what's going on. Hang on. Maybe I should have not been so hasty and I should go back and do it the way they want me to do it. Let's go to the edit. Let's cut that all out. And let's go ahead and drag and drop this stuff here. That's okay. Right, now back over to Fairlight. Okay, so we got this. It's Mike, and I'm recording on my mobile. It's my voice again, I know, but let's isolate that. Hello, this is Mike, and I'm recording on my mobile inside my studio while the acoustic... That's awesome. That's very cool. Okay, what we got here? Oh, this is Isabella in the garden.
Mike, it's Isabella here in our wonderful garden.
Not too noisy. Don't worry, I've got some noisier clips. Let's switch vocal isolation on.
Hi, Mike. It's Isabella here in our wonderful garden.
Excellent, and I'm hardly hearing any degrade in audio quality as well. So this really is a good thing. Okay. Oh, this is a podcast with lots of echo.
For your culture. Right. Can you dive into that? Right.
Okay, so that's awful audio. Now let's listen with voice isolation.
Culture. Right. Can you dive into that?
Right. So as I was doing the research...
That's incredible. That's really good. Now, I noticed voice isolation also seems to dampen down the music as well.
You have a 3-part framework.
And then off.
For your culture.
And then on.
Can you dive into that?
Right. So as I was doing the research on this the first time...
That's incredible. That is a really cool plugin. So Videoland says, I regret not having moved to DaVinci Resolve ages ago. It's better than anything I've ever used. Premiere Pro is dying a slow and painful death. Do another review when you've tried it some more. Yeah, very fair point. Absolutely. Point accepted. Full disclaimer at the start, this is a first impressions video. I'm sure I'm going to do some more videos on DaVinci Resolve. But there are some glaring things missing overall. I will say that. But this voice isolation, you know, I think I would drop my 250, my $300 for that feature alone if I hadn't got any other software and I was a new creator. This is pretty cool.
Your competition, looking at them as out.
That's my friend Nick with a load of wind rumble going on. So what's voice isolation going to do to him?
Your competition, looking at them as allies.
That's pretty good. And then I guess I could use that in tandem if I wanted with, oh, can I reset that curve somehow? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it won't let me. Why is there no default available? That would be helpful. Let's go for dialogue mail. And again, I'd love to be able to change that high pass filter, but I can't. So let's just do that.
Instead of, you know, these competitors, these people.
Yeah, if the high pass filter feature was better in the EQ, I could dial that wind right out. I don't feel voice isolation did it entirely, but it wasn't bad. Popping peas.
There's a record of all the pictures that you've taken, all of the product descriptions.
Oh, I don't know if voice isolation is going to work on that.
There's a record of all the pictures that you've taken, all of the product descriptions.
But there was a nice one for plosives in the effects. Let's go to dialogue processor. Let's switch everything off apart from D-pop and see what it does.
There's a record of all the pictures that you've taken, all of the product descriptions that you've put out.
That's again.
As well. It's a collect.
Let's go here.
All the pictures that you've taken, all of the product descriptions.
Not bad, not bad. Probably needs a bit more dialing from me. Let's get rid of that and go on to this one.
By putting in barriers.
Okay, that's not bad. Voice isolate.
By putting in barriers.
Yeah, again, pretty good. I like that. And anything else we've got here? Let's see. What else have we got? Podcast trailer with some echo.
Hello, everyone. This is Susan, and welcome to the Andrews Dispute Resolution podcast trailer. I created the...
No, it's made absolutely no difference to that clip. So, yeah, while it works tremendously well on some clips, it doesn't work tremendously well on everything. But when it does work, it really does work incredibly well. So these are my initial impressions on DaVinci Resolve, and in particular, the audio capabilities of Fairlight.